What's up, guitar nerds? Brad from simpleguitar.com here. Today we're doing something a little different. We're taking a video from the vault, as it were. This is a video of mine that I did a little while ago, and it's about the blues. It's 3 different levels of blues shuffles, and you're going to want to stick around until level 3, because level 3 is the one that blows people's minds. Okay, so we're going to start out just by showing you the basics, how to start out with a really easy, simple blues shuffle that any beginner could even play. And then we're going to take it up to an intermediate level. And then I'm going to show you what the old blues pros do so that they can play these cool blues shuffles all night long. Make sure you let me know down in the comments which one of these blues shuffles is your favorite and the one that you're looking forward to learning the most. And if you like what's in this lesson today and you want to work directly with me so that you can learn guitar 10 times faster and get out of the rut of feeling stuck as a beginner, right now I have a Black Friday sale going on for my private coaching program. So if you're interested in learning more about that, go apply for the program at simpleguitar.com/apply. Now let's jump into the lesson. Level 1. So the first level of the blues shuffle that I have beginners start out on all the time is an open A blues shuffle. And this is just using open power chords. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can do this using just one finger, which sometimes I'll have students who just want to use their first finger, or you can use your first and third fingers to do this. So here's how this looks. You're just gonna do an open A power chord, which is your 5th string open, and then you have the 2nd fret on your 4th string, and you play those together. Now, if you've never done that, play that a few times. Okay, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna play that open with the 2nd fret, and you're gonna play that 2 times in a row like this. And then what you're gonna do is leave that 1st finger down and put your 3rd finger down on the 4th fret of the 4th string. Okay, so we're gonna be holding down 2 frets, but that will give you this sound. So you have your 2nd fret, 4th fret. Now, if that 4th fret with your 3rd finger is uncomfortable, then what you can just do is slide your 1st finger up to that 4th fret. So there's a little bit more motion involved with that, but that's okay. But that's basically it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna play your 2nd fret twice, and then the 4th fret twice, and then the 2nd fret twice, and the 4th fret twice. And that is one measure. Okay, we're playing 8th notes here. So we've got 8 notes in a measure that we're playing with this, and that'll be the basis of what we do for the rest of it too. Then what I have students do is go to the next set of strings. So you're gonna do your 4th string open, and you're gonna put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of your 3rd string, and then use your 3rd finger or slide your 1st finger up to the 4th fret on your 3rd string. So you'll have this. And you're just gonna play that for 1 measure. And then you're gonna go back down to your open A power chord, which is the first one that we started. So the first chord we played is A, the 2nd chord is D. So far we have A for 1 measure, and then D for 1 measure. And then we're gonna go back to A and play that for 2 more measures. And then we switch back to D and do that for 2 measures. And then back to A for 2 measures. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop down to your open E. So we're gonna use your open 6th string, which is an E note, where it gets its name. And then your 1st finger's on the 2nd fret of your 5th string, and we'll play the 4th fret on that 5th string as well. So you'll play that for 1 measure. And then switch to your D, so 4th string open. And then your A. And if you're gonna end it, play A for one more measure and end on that chord. But if you want to repeat it and go back to the top, then after that last A, you're gonna go back to your E, and then it starts over. And then whenever you're going to end it, you just end on that first chord that you play, and it's going to sound great. Now, that is the very basic first level blues shuffle that I do, and this is based on what we call the 12-bar blues. Now, bar is just another term that we use for measure. It means the exact same thing, and that pattern that we just played is 12 measures long, so that's why it's called 12-bar blues. And this pattern gets used all the time. If you don't know this, I don't know, I feel like this should be required learning for every guitar player, regardless of style. You should know the 12-bar blues. In fact, one time a college professor was telling me that he had students who would come in to audition to be in the guitar program, and he'd say, all right, let's jam on a 12-bar blues. And there would be people auditioning for college that didn't know the 12-bar blues. This drives me crazy. I don't see how anybody can not know that. So this is required learning. Now here's the trick. I played that with a syncopated rhythm, which means I'm galloping my rhythm. I'm playing long, short, 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 long, right? So that's what we call syncopation, is when we take eighth notes, which are normally 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we stagger them. So we play them later and they go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That is called swinging your rhythm, or syncopating it if you want to be fancy, okay? And so here's what this would sound like. I could play it straight as well. And here's the cool thing. If you play it swung, you have the blues. If you play it straight, you have rock and roll. So whichever way you want to do it, fine by me. Have fun with it. Try it both ways, really. Now, couple variations that you can do on this is, as you get really comfortable with it, you can play your 4th fret for just 1 note instead of for 2. So that way you'd go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? So that's one thing that you can do. You can also change that note that we're adding, right? So you can play it for the 4th fret, and then slide up to your 5th fret, and back down to 4, and then back down to 2. Right? There's all sorts of fun things that you can start to explore and have fun with as soon as you're comfortable with doing it the basic, easy way first. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video on these 3 levels of blues shuffles for beginners, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new lesson. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Now let's get back to these blues shuffles. Level 2. Okay, so level 2 is when you're comfortable with doing these in your open A. Then what we need to do is we need to be able to move this around and do this in any key on the guitar. And so that's going to take us to doing this with power chords. Now, normally a power chord, for example, looks like this. I've got my 1st finger on 5 on my 6th string and my 3rd finger on 7 on the 5th string, right? But to do this, what you're going to do is actually take that 3rd finger and put your 2nd finger there. So this is a bit of a stretch. So I recommend starting this out as high as you can on the fretboard. So if you're playing electric, do this with your 1st finger on 10 on your 6th string and your 2nd finger on 12 on the 5th string. If you're playing an acoustic, just get it as high as you can. If you have a cutaway, that's going to be a lot easier. If not, just get it as high as you can. But here's the thing. This is the same pattern as we did down here. Okay, but here's the trick. Now we are actually using our finger to do this lowest note. So whatever note you're playing here low on your lower string, that is going to name whatever chord it is, which is another reason why you need to be learning the notes on your fretboard, right? So for example, right here on my 10th fret, on the 6th string, that is a D. And so that means I'm playing a D power chord right here. So what we can do is we can take this power chord and do the exact same thing, only now I'm gonna use my pinky and I'm gonna play 10 with my first finger, 12 with my second finger, and then I'm gonna use my pinky to play 14 on that 5th string. Okay, now thumb position is gonna be crucial for this because you are stretching your first finger back. The mistake I see a lot of people do is they put their thumb kind of behind their first finger and really have to stretch their pinky up, and that's really uncomfortable. What you want to do is actually put your thumb behind your second finger and stretch your first finger back. That first finger has a much easier time reaching back across the fretboard than your pinky does reaching up on the fretboard, right? Especially when you're just starting out. I know you get to a point, you can do whatever, right? But when you're starting out, stretching that first finger back is going to be a lot easier. And so if I do that, I can follow this cool new pattern like this, where I've got my D here and I can play that same pattern. And then when I change to my next chord, I want to actually, since I'm playing it here on my 5th string, I'm going to just shift strings. So that puts my first finger on a G on the 5th string, which is 10 on the 5th string. My first finger's on 12 on the 4th string, and then my pinky's playing 14 on the 4th string. And then I'm gonna change back to my D, which is on the 6th string. And then for the 3rd chord, what I'm gonna do is actually go over to my 5th string. So my first finger's on the 5th string, my second finger's on the 4th string, and I'm gonna slide it up 2 frets. So now my first finger is on 12, my second finger is on 14, and my pinky is gonna play 16. Again, if you're on an acoustic, just go as high as you can, okay? But this is just an example. And then back down to the 12 and 10, and then down to 12 and 10 on the 6th string. So if I play the 12-bar blues in D, it's gonna sound like this. Now, the cool thing about this particular way of doing this is I can place my root note anywhere on the 6th string with this power chord, and I can play it in any key. So for example, this was D up here on the 10th fret. But if I come down to my 6th fret, I'm in B flat, right? That's a totally different key. Very common in the blues, by the way. Or I could do it down here on my 2nd and 4th fret, which is a lot harder because your frets are further away. But I'll show you an easier way to do that one in just a little bit. And so that means now you can play the blues in any key. You can place your root note on your 6th string and follow this pattern of doing your first chord here, the second chord in the progression, which is what we call the 4 chord. We'll talk about that another time. And then the 3rd chord that you play in the progression, which is what we call the 5 chord. And so you have a little pattern there with being on 10 and 12, then switching strings for 10 and 12, and then going 2 frets higher for 12 and 14. And that same pattern transfers. So if I come down here to 7, then I've got 7 and 9. And then for this 4 chord, I'm going to play 7 and 9 on my 5th and 4th string. And for the 5 chord, I'm going to slide that up to 9 and 11. Level 3. Now for years, the only way I played the blues and shuffle blues and 12-bar blues patterns was either using bar chords if it called for it, or doing the patterns that I've shown you with level 1 and level 2. But then I learned a really cool way that the great blues players use to be able to play the blues and jam all night long without their hand dying. Because if you're doing this, your hand gets tired because it's a big stretch for a long time and you're having to do a lot of work with it. So what do the great blues players do? They make it easy, because anybody who's worth their salt does things the easiest way that they can. Nobody does things the hard way just to do it the hard way, right? So check this out. This is a really cool way that you can do this, and you can play the blues all night long, and it's so much easier. So what you're gonna do, let's do this in D again. I'm gonna do my 2nd finger on 10 on my 6th string, and then I'm gonna put my pinky is actually gonna do 12 on the 5th string. So this is a little power chord with my 2nd and 4th fingers, which is that's a little bit unconventional, right? But then what I'm gonna do is on the 4th string, I'm gonna put my 1st finger on 9. Now here's why I'm gonna do this. This 9 on my 4th string is the same note as 14 on my 5th string. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this power chord that's 10 and 12. And with my 1st finger down on 9, I can lift up on my pinky, and I'm letting my 1st finger just touch my 5th string to mute it. But then I can play with my root note and my 1st finger playing that note, which is the 6th. And I can do that without having to stretch my hand. So it's a little bit different, because now instead of putting a finger down to hit that 6th note, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna lift up a finger and get this. And so it's the same idea. You can move this around the fretboard and do it on any note. And you can do this with root notes on your 6th string, or root notes on your 5th string. And it doesn't matter. You can move it around. So you can use this to make that F sharp that I talked about earlier easier too, by doing your 2nd finger on your F sharp, your pinky playing the 5th, and then your 1st finger catching that 6th note. Now, what I recommend doing is starting out with level 1 and getting comfortable with level 1, then getting comfortable with level 2, and then giving level 3 a try. But I'll tell you what, if you're gonna be playing a bunch of blues and jamming with people and doing this for a long period of time, level 3 is going to save your hand. You won't believe how much easier it is to play that for extended periods of time. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that lesson on these 3 levels of blues shuffles. Go have some fun with it. And don't forget, if you want to work directly with me so that you can learn guitar 10 times faster, get unstuck, and finally feel proud of what you hear whenever you play guitar, then you need to go apply for my private coaching program at simpleguitar.com/apply, and I will see you over there.